or maybe the timing that he used on that bluff. I could parlay that into a read on like 5 or 6 different things that he can do. And it's really amazing when you get really good reads in poker, you just feel like you really know what you're doing. It's really amazing the shit that can go down. It's really phenomenal how I feel like I'm making these reads with I'm making these reads on hands that I just had no idea that I even basically had knowledge of. I mean, it's like I'm, for instance, if let me give you the best example I can think of. If a guy bluffs a missed flush draw and he bluffs it fast, I'm gonna know that okay, this guy's capable of bluffing draws. I'm gonna know that okay, this guy is capable of bluffing missed draws, and he bets fast. He has air. So when he has the nuts next time, shit's obviously gonna. This guy probably just had king queen or king jack or something stupid. Oh, okay, he just gave it all to me. Anyways, he has, I'm just gonna be able to parlay with information, and there's more information I can parlay, except for I can't really think of it now. But let me go through this hand first. But I hope you understand what I'm saying. You need to start like looking for, okay, well, what will this player type do if he does this? What else will he do? Let me start thinking about what else he'll do. I'm gonna just fold this big blind if it comes to it. All right, so in this ace-king hand, the flop is a call because the flop is a flat because it's basically made up of air. His whole range is basically made up of air when he bets the flop. He might sometimes have a king, but he's just going to have nothing. So when I raise, he's just going to fold. I mean, it sounds really stupid for me to say something that simple, but he just basically has nothing on the flop a lot. It's very unlikely he would ever lead out with a 9, or he would ever lead out with quads or whatever. So it's a super easy flat for me. Now on the turn, if he were to check me, I probably would check back since we just have a pot-sized bet left. Basically, all I'm thinking about the only thing I'm thinking about throughout this entire hand is, the only single thing I'm thinking about is, okay. I have to let him bluff, he doesn't have anything. I have to let him bluff, he doesn't have anything. I have to let him bluff, he doesn't have anything. I mean, his pre-flop range isn't even well-defined. Like, I can imagine he calls out a position with 9-7 suited there, because it's a 50 big blind stack at 50-cent dollar, you know? Now, at higher stakes, for me, it would be like, okay, his pre-flop range is, medium pairs, and his pre-flop range is like King X suited and stuff like that. So it would be a lot different of a range for me to define. With tens here, I'm going to flat the end of the gun open 5-handed because I don't want to get it in 180 big blinds deep. I just don't have enough history with this guy. Now, if this guy had been 3-betting me or I had been 3-betting him or he had 4-bet me once, any one of a number of things could sway this hand to a 3-bet for value, but, pretty much none of it, nothing could make me fold this hand, obviously. The flop, there's one over out there, there's no flush draw, I still have a pair of tens. I'm going to have King X here a lot too. I'm going to be able to slow play stuff. I'm going to have straight draws. I mean, it's just a very simple flat to me. I'm ahead of his c-betting range, I think, is the most important thing. And a turn double barrel would be extremely close, and I would probably fold. I'm probably going to lean towards folding. He opens under the gun. It's possible that he doesn't realize how dry the texture is. I guess I can call turn fold river because of flush draw turn. I don't think he'll ever 3-barrel me. And that's a card that hits my range decently well. I mean, I pretty much always have. This is definitely one of the weaker, if not weakest, hands in my range. He bets 24. I mean, I'm just gonna call because I'm getting a sick price. He probably has king queen or king jack. Okay, so he cost himself some value there, obviously. He didn't give me a chance to make a hero call or whatnot. Now, as the higher stakes go, when the bottom card on the board pairs, you're usually going to be thinking to yourself, well, there's no way. If this guy has made his way up to 3, 6, 5, 10, 10, 20, and I recognize him as a normal winner, there's no way in fuck he would ever try to 3-barrel that, or 2 or 3-barrel that paired board there. But in this case, at these stakes, this guy is just really not thinking that. I mean, he's just thinking, maybe I turn to flush draw, I have, queen high, how am I going to win the pot, how am I going to win the pot, how am I going to win the pot, gotta bet. I mean, that's just, it's maybe not that simple, but it's pretty fucking close, I think. So, don't over, if you're watching this video, you've already made a commitment to getting better at poker. Here I'm going to just peel one because I have ace high, and there's draws and stuff like that out there, and you guys give me a good price. I guess I'm going to peel the turn two because it's still giving me a good price. Give me a good price to have the best hand, and give me a good price to I mean, here he probably just has. I mean, I'm just going to call to see it. This is a terrible call, and don't ever make this call down. I'm just calling to see it because I'm sure that he has. I'm sure that he has like pocket aces or something funny because people always play hands like that. Funny. Okay, so he opens queen nine under the gun, so we can know that. I mean, when somebody is betting small, I mean, it's a pretty safe rule of thumb that when somebody is betting small like this at small stakes, that they have something big. It's also a pretty safe rule of thumb that when somebody is betting big at small stakes, they have nothing. So it's almost like, I mean, it's almost like Caro's Book of Tells basically says when somebody is feigning weakness, they're actually strong, and when somebody is feigning strength, they're actually weak. I mean, it's a bet sizing thing would be extremely true also as far as you know, when somebody bets big, they're weak, and obviously as stakes go higher, people, you know, things change. Okay, so I have a king 10. If I had ace king here, I would raise on the flop with the intention of getting it in. I don't, however, have ace king. I have king 10, and my intention here is basically to bluff catch. Because I don't think it's like, not like I'm going to raise and he's going to just bet call jack 9, I don't think. So my intention here is basically I'm going to bluff catch. It's an extremely strong hand in my bluff catching range, and one that's strong enough to bet one check to on the river. So I'm going to bet $12.50 here. I'm going to bet it kind of quick, make it look kind of weak to this guy. He may or may not be thinking about that, but I think that betting it kind of quick looks kind of fishy, might look like a misdraw. You could easily have the jack and the 10 try and be getting away with a relatively cheap bluff. $12.50 is not a big bet. It's just about 60% of the pot or so. It's certainly spots like this, like, could be trying to get away with a cheap bluff. But honestly, I'm just not his leading range. I'm not real. I mean, this guy's from Nesselwag or something like that. It looks like. I'm just not really that accustomed to what a guy's leading range is going to be at 50-cent dollar. I know that there's some really, really bad high-stakes players that do stuff like lead bottom and second paired, bullshit like that, and that's obviously atrociously bad. But, you know, that's their own fucking mistakes, and they could, you know, if they watch one of my videos, they would understand how terrible that is. So this guy may or may not just have, like, jack 9. I just have no idea. I would tend to think that it is likely he has, I just have no idea what he has when he's tanking. I would think he probably has, like maybe ace 7 of spades. I'm going to go ahead and guess ace 7 of spades is my hand, or is the hand I guess for him. But I really am just not that sure. Ace 4 of spades. Okay, so that's actually even more likely. I really should have thought of that. Although I would, yeah, that's even more likely, him having a pair. I mean, when I say, you know, there's no real difference for my hand between ace 4 and ace 7 in his shoes. But he doesn't necessarily know that, so it's more than likely he's thinking to himself, okay, I have a pair of 4s, okay, that's better than ace high. He might think I have ace queen sometimes, or he might just not really be thinking about anything at all. Again, this is a little bit of a loose open, but we're going to up my VPIP a little bit and just try to play a few more hands. It also looks like we might need another 6 max table. As long as this guy plays me heads up, I'll play him heads up. I have no problem with it. He's from Bellevue. He looks like he has pretty tight 6 max stats. Over 32 hands, very tight 6 max stats. 16-9. So this might be the most boring heads up match ever. This guy jumped in good. Obviously going to be opening my small blind with jack 10 off. Against the 60 big blind stack at these stakes, I think it's extremely likely that he's able to call with worse jacks, worse 10s, and also he might just be playing fit or fold. So if he's just playing hit or miss like that, I can see bet a ton of flops and take it down like I just did. There's a good chance that he just had something like ace 7 and he was, well, he folded too fast. But there's a good chance he might have like queen 9 or something like that and just insta snap folded because he just missed. He's just not even thinking about bluffing. I would normally not bet this ace queen on this queen high. On this king high board. Well, I would